You're listening to Snippets from the Summit with your host, Scott McKay.
All right, how's it going, gentlemen? This is your main man, Scott McKay, coming at you again with another Snippet from the Summit as part of the Mountaintop podcast from X and Y Communications. Today, we're going to talk about a touchy subject that I know makes a lot of us as men bristle when we hear about it. We're going to talk about slut-shaming, but we're going to talk about the male version of it, which I think is going to surprise you when I elaborate on this topic in the way I plan to. As you know, a lot of women are very scared, very worried about coming off as a slut to men because, you know, if a woman is seen as being extremely sexually promiscuous or in any way being less than discriminatory about her sexual partners and the frequency with which she engages with them, then she's seen as a lower value female human being. Now, the irony there, of course, is all of us as men are trying to get laid and have sex with as many women as we can, and then we shame those women for agreeing to have sex with us. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Well, I've talked about that in the past, and it's pretty well documented around here by now that if we as men would like to enjoy a healthy sex life with women, then we have to have a healthy view towards women's sexuality. In other words, they have all the same rights and privileges we do to be a sexual human being and to engage in sexual activity. But see, here's where the twist is coming for this particular snippet from the summit. I'm going to talk about the male equivalent of slut-shaming. Now, what is it that we as men don't want to be accused of doing because it kind of makes us look like lower value men? Well, the male equivalent of slut-shaming is what women often accuse men of, which is the male gaze. Yeah, you've heard the feminists talk about this. It's a weaponized term used by women who just don't like men a whole lot. And what it attempts to do is shame us as men for, frankly, simply liking to look at women sexually. Now, see, the ironies abound no matter whether you're talking about the male or female version of this. I mean, for sure, we all want women to be sexual, and then we shame them for being sexual. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, women are going around looking cute, putting on makeup, wearing dresses, not so that we won't look at them. And yet, when we do notice them, when our head's on a swivel and we find them attractive, they indeed weaponize that term male gaze against us to shame us for wanting to look at them. Guys, here's the deal. Just like women aren't to be shamed and aren't lower value human beings simply because they're sexual and like having sex, you are no less of a man simply because you like looking at female human beings and maybe even fantasizing about them sexually. So no, there's nothing wrong with you because you like to look at women. And there's not even anything wrong with you for finding them attractive. But there is a big caveat here. Just like if a woman is too, genuinely slutty and likes to sleep around indiscriminately, she is going to lose social proof. If you like to gawk at women, staring at them in an openly sexual way that makes you come off as somehow creepy or some kind of predator, yeah, you know what? You're going to get shamed for it. So like most things in life, most everything in life, frankly, there's a balance to be struck here. Just like women can be sexual, but kind of keep it under wraps until the time is right and share it with the right guy, and hopefully the guy won't slut shame her for being a sexual woman, you as a man can openly appreciate female beauty as long as you're not gawking and being creepy about it. Every woman has sexual boundaries, of course, especially with men they barely know or who haven't succeeded at attracting her yet. So if you go around gawking, that's one thing. But if you talk to a woman and you clearly enjoy talking to her, and maybe even after a bit of conversation or somewhere on a first date, you tell her that she looks great, she'll indeed probably appreciate the simple fact you noticed. So how do you know that you've actually achieved that balance you're looking for in this area? Very simple. It's the same answer as is often the case when it comes to matters of attracting women. Once you make her feel safe and comfortable in your presence, as soon as she knows, hey, you mean well, you're a heterosexual man who is interacting with a heterosexual woman, you don't mean her any harm, and in fact, you're looking to have her best interests in mind, guess what? That's when women will be very open to, you noticing them sexually, if not gawking at them in the way that the weaponized term male gaze tries to impose upon us. So to wrap this up, just like we shouldn't go around slut-shaming women because, well, frankly, women don't necessarily deserve it simply for being sexual, and any woman with any modicum of self-esteem is going to stand up to that, so should we as guys not accept being accused of rendering some sort of male gaze against a woman as if it's a bad thing, if we in fact like women and are enjoying them and are trying to make them feel safe and comfortable. Gentlemen, you were born to attract women. Women were born to attract men. So when we indeed attract each other, there's nothing shameful about that at all. That's male-female sexuality at work. It's the masculine-feminine dance. That's the way it should be, and don't ever forget it. Women are beautiful. We're supposed to notice they're beautiful, and when done properly, they appreciate the fact that we noticed. Want to talk about this or anything else? Scot at mountaintoppodcast.com. Be good out there.
As always, visit mountaintoppodcast.com for more.